Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video, I have some huge news for you guys that you probably can infer what it is from the title of this video. You guys are aware that over the past week or so, the UK has received a lot of heat when it pretty much said that it wasn't recognizing some vaccinations from certain countries, Nigeria included. The backlash they received on Twitter was second to none. I mean, India, like some of the officials there, how people were commenting, it was like World War III, yeah? Thankfully though, the UK has gone back to the drawing board and updated its rules for travelers traveling to England, UK. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you what the updated rules are, when exactly it comes into effect, and what exactly does it mean specifically for Nigerians that have been vaccinated in Nigeria. That is what this video is all about. So to get straight into this video, I'm going to be reading out a bit of information. I'll also link this information down below. This is what the UK government has actually updated with regard to entering England during coronavirus, right? They've said this guidance approved COVID-19 vaccines and countries with approved COVID-19 proof of vaccinations, right? So it basically states in this guidance, the approved vaccines and the list of countries and territories with approved COVID-19 proof of vaccination for travel to England. They didn't have this statement before, right? They've updated it. I'm going to go quickly through this to get to the meaty part that applies to Nigerians specifically, or Nigerians that have been vaccinated, or anyone that's vaccinated in Nigeria, right? It talks about what you need to do when you travel to England. Depends on whether you qualify as fully vaccinated or not, right? So I'm going to go through, first of all, for you to be fully vaccinated, right, you have to have taken one of the approved vaccines. And it states that you have to have a complete course of one of the vaccines, at least of the following vaccines, at least 14 days before you arrive in England. So that's Oxford, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, and the Janssen, right? It then states also that the day you have your final dose does not count as one of your 14 days, right? Because you need 14 days before your flight, and your final dose is not counting that 14 days, if that makes sense to you guys, right? I think in Nigeria, I can confidently say that we received the Oxford AstraZeneca. So yes, we take that approved vaccines. It then goes on to say that 2-dose vaccines. If you were vaccinated with the 2-dose vaccines, which I know AstraZeneca, like that we've been given in Nigeria, right? You have to have both doses to be considered as fully vaccinated. So if you've only had the first dose, for example, and you're trying to travel to England, you will not be considered as fully vaccinated. Key to bear that in mind. I'm not going to talk about the other single dose because it doesn't affect travelers in Nigeria because we've only had AstraZeneca, Oxford. Then it goes on to say proof of vaccination, right? That you must be able to prove that you've been fully vaccinated under a vaccination program with approved proof of certification. And it goes on to say that there's several ways to prove this status, right? NHS COVID Pass, that's for people in England. A EU digital COVID certificate doesn't apply to Nigerians in Nigeria, or people that have taken their vaccines in Nigeria. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention vaccination card for US residents, it doesn't apply. The final point being the final certification type being a vaccine certificate, which pretty much applies to us because this is it. This is what the vaccine certificate looks like if you've been vaccinated in Nigeria. I think it might be blue or green, it doesn't matter, but it basically states it's a COVID-19 vaccination card. And it's key to note that they also have a QR code information that they can put into the system, they can scan and check online that you've been truly vaccinated. So if people out there have used sort of like fake vaccine cards, I would advise you not to and actually get the vaccine because this information is stored onto the database and they can check that, right? So it then goes on to say that if you only have a vaccine certificate as proof, right, it must be issued by a national or state level public health authority, which is fine. It must be in English, French, Spanish. English. It then goes on to say that within it, it has to have your forename and your surname, your date of birth, the vaccine brand and manufacturer, the date of vaccination for every dose, and the country or territory of vaccination, which mine has pretty much everything. Like the dose information, everything is here. So this would be basically allowed. Then it goes on to say, this is what's interesting, the countries with an approved proof of vaccination and examples of proof required. This section basically lists is a list of countries and territories with approved proof of vaccination for travel to England, an example of proof of vaccinations. It goes on to say that if you were vaccinated in a country or territory that is not on this list, or with a vaccine that is not listed, then you have to follow the rules for those who have not fully been vaccinated, right? So when I scroll through this whole list, pretty much, I go to look, is Nigeria on the list, right? And yes, Nigeria is on the list. And the note for Nigeria is this. Nigeria will be added to the list of countries and territories with approved proof of vaccinations at 4 a.m. Monday, 11th of October. If you arrive in England before that date, you must follow the rules for people that are not fully vaccinated. If you arrive after that, you can use your vaccine certificate to prove your vaccination status. Guys, we won. Finally, basically, the UK is approving the Nigerian vaccination cards for, for entry and for the exemption for the new travel rules, right? So that is pretty amazing, right? So guys, I'll now quickly talk about pretty much the quick, what if you've been fully vaccinated, if you fall under this, category, right, as Nigerians vaccinated in Nigeria or anyone vaccinated in Nigeria, what does that mean? How does that translate to the requirements that you have to follow when you go to England? Very, very simple. It says before you travel to England, you must book and pay for a day 2 COVID-19 test. So you still have to do your COVID-19 test, right? And that's the one that's going to be taken on arrival in England. And also you have to complete a passenger locator form to be completed in the 48 hours before you arrive in England, right? It says also you will need to enter your COVID-19 test booking reference on your passenger locator form, right? So when you arrive in England, what do you have to do? After you arrive in England, you must take your COVID-19 test on or before day 2. Restates again that you must book this test before you travel. And it states if you'll be in England for less than 2 days, you will still need to book and pay for your day 2 COVID test. You only need to actually take the test if you're still in England on day 2, right? And essentially, you will not need to self-isolate anymore if you've been fully vaccinated and you have this card, which is incredible. That's pretty much all that you're required to do. You will no longer, as of 4 a.m., I believe the 11th of October, have to do a COVID test to leave Nigeria, right? Going to the UK, which is incredible because you know what? These COVID tests are becoming so expensive, so that is pretty much really, really great news. I'm sure many of you are going to be super happy about this news. And yes, guys, that is pretty much the summary today. I'm not going to waste your time too much on the channel today. I really hope you found the video useful. If you found it useful, give me a huge thumbs up, right? Support your girl. Don't forget to help me get 50,000 subscribers and hit that subscribe button. And if you made it to the end, I want you to say, Sassy, the UK tried. Yes, a bit of a long one, but yeah, Sassy, the UK tried. That is it. Thank you again once for your support, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.